Ok, chúng ta tiếp tục. Đó, tôi tiếp tục click qua Ấn Độ.
Now, what is a port? The port is a virtual location where networking communication starts and ends in a nutshell. Okay, so for more in-depth explanation, we need to establish a little background information. There are two kinds of network ports on each
Ok, ta sẽ tiếp tục. Nhưng mà bot là cái gì?
computer 65,536 of each for total of 131,082 network ports, and this considered as TCP and UDP. Okay, now each computer 1082 network ports, and this considered as TCP and UDP. Okay, now each computer has an internet protocol, the IP address, which is how the network knows which computer to send packets to. So if you send a packet to the IP address, the computer knows what port to route the packet to based on application or packet contents. Each service running on the computer needs to listen on a designated port. So the first 1023 TCP ports are the well-known ports reserved for applications like FTP, the 21, HTTP 80, or SSH, the 22. And the Internet Assigned Numbers Authority, the IANA, reserves these points to keep them standardized. TCP ports from 1024 to 49,151 are available for use by services or applications, and you can register them with IANA. So they are considered semi-reserved. Ports 49,152 and higher are free.
Free to view. Đúng là giống như ông bạn hy vọng nhớ hack skin.
To use. Now let's start with port scanning basics. A port scanner sends TCP or UDP network packet and asks the port about their current status. The three types of responses are below, which is open or accepted. The computer responds and asks if there are anything it can do for you. Closed or not listening. The computer responds that this port is currently in use and unavailable at this time. Or filtered, dropped, blocked. The computer doesn't even bother to respond. So we either have a respond or without respond, or we have a respond that the port is currently in use. Okay? To respond. So we either have a respond or without respond, or we have a respond that the port is currently in use. Okay? Now let's start with port scanning techniques. Now, by the way, this is just a general idea about the scanning techniques. We will have in-depth about the Nmap scanning techniques. No worries. And in a theory way. Okay? And we will have the hands-on later on. First, the ping scan. This is the simplest scan. A ping scan looks for any ICMP replies, indicates if a target is alive. TCP half open, a fast and common scan that requests an ACK or ACK or acknowledge packet from a computer.
Ok, tôi tiếp tục. clip của Ấn Độ.
Also called a SYN, which means a synchronization or synchronized scan. Okay. TCP connect, similar to the TCP half open scan, but the TCP connect scan completes the TCP connection. UDP, which is slower than TCP scan. A UDP scan works best when you send a specific payload to target, such as DNS request. And we have the stealth scanning, quiet and unobvious. Stealth scanning is commonly used by hackers for this reason. Now, what are the DNS requests? And we have
Cái lý thuyết thì chán bọn mẹ, nhưng mà không có lý thuyết thì thực hành thì nó hiểu gì. Khó này nữa.
stealth scanning, quiet and unobvious. Stealth scanning is commonly used by hackers for this reason. Now, what are the difference between TCP and UDP? Now, we learned that we have TCP connect, UDP, stealth scanning, TCP half open, SYN, SYN-ACK. What is that? We will talk about it right away. TCP and UDP are the two most common protocols used for protocol. SYN-ACK have any ACK.
This UDP.
Now, I'm assuming that you have a simple idea of how TCP and online video games often use again. Now, again, so if you are not
Streaming video. Nói chung thì khác nhau giữa hai thằng không chắc lỗi thì nó nhanh hơn, còn thì chết lỗi thì nó chậm hơn.
not, please, you can checking verifying and read.
Submachine. Các bạn 10 phút. Xin mời. Hello, tôi là Pikachu và tôi đã trở lại lợi hại hơn xưa. Nghe nhạc nền bất hủ của Pikachu. Em nào mình học. Ok, ta sẽ nghiên cứu về Nmap. Có gì Nmap?
What is Nmap? Nmap is a network scanner utility used for port scanning, host discovery, and vulnerability scanning. Most of its functions are based on using IP packet analysis to detect and identify remote hosts, operating systems, and services. Nmap is used by large companies as well as smaller size organizations for port auditing, host monitoring, penetration testing, and similar tasks. Companies.
Demonstration testing. Muốn học hack thì phải học nhiều lắm. Đỉnh cao của kỹ sư luôn đấy.
As well as smaller size organizations for port auditing, host monitoring, penetration testing, and similar tasks. Now, even with Nmap constantly being updated with the new features since decades, its core function remains as a port scanner, helping users gather data by sending packets to local or remote ports. This is done by waiting for packet responses to determine if ports are closed, open, or filtered. The most popular method of using nmap is via the terminal command line console by performing nmap full scan command. Now don't worry, we will handle
mình tốt nhất. ODB DB scan format shorturl.at. Ví dụ cái này đúng không? Rồi, rồi, SU, từ SU sang từ SU, Google ra. Biết rồi. Số file. Biết đúng không? Đấy. Rồi, rồi SU. Google quá lớn. Khác, khác. Khác, khác. Khác, để suy biết được. Cái đề nó chạy. Ta sẽ coding các FS thì là SU. Tôi chọn trên này dễ. X. Trang ở đây rồi. Cái trang nó tầm thường để search lên bài Ừ. Nó hơi lâu. Yes. Một cái là pzCJS, cái là pzCJS. Ừ. pzCJS. SD, SF. Ừ. Ừ. Rồi, trong đi còn. Nói chung là thực hành thôi, chẳng có gì là khó. Chứ mà cô lại là chạy hết. Cũng khá là nhiều. Rất là nhiều. Ừ. Ừ. Nhiều kinh khủng. Tôi phải đi đến đầu. Đó, tôi xin. Ừ. Tôi cảm ơn. Rồi, rồi cái mở không mở. Nếu được xem nó mở không. còn PCB rồi rồi tí cũng là giúp STS cuối cùng mình mát mình đơn giản đây sẽ những phương thức cái nồi mát thì tôi đã biết từ hồi sinh viên đã biết xài rồi nồi mát đã phải tải cái trên Windows chạy một còn chạy không đo mát lên giao diện khá là hay có được thử cơ sở cơ sở đúng là cơ sở
Hàng năm, cá voi lưng gù cái
ok đây là cái mát khá là lâu cái này là xong đây là treo cái tròn hay là treo trên cạnh đây là treo cứ thời gian scan của mình đâu đấy tới bao giờ xong trong quá trình chờ là có thể xem video nó mát này đây nó mát nó biểu thị cho con sách từ cái này giao diện giao diện nó Chứ mình nói điện phần mềm xài Vinh được bút đâu, còn bút rồi đâu, có nguyên sách này mình nói bút này, cáp rồi đâu, đó là tiếng Nhật này. Với lại Nhật Bản có thể học phim, nói chung cũng đóng góp cho Hollywood khá nhiều phim.
Do you know this woman?
No.
Debbie Ocean, convicted felon. Her brother, Danny Ocean, more convicted felon. She was present on the night of the incident.
Ooh. So
you want to hit a jewelry store?
not exactly.
A diamond mine.
Yes, that's exactly right. Or
What? The Met.
In 3.5 weeks, the Met will be hosting its annual ball, and we are going to rob it.
look at
$16.5 million in each of your bank accounts 5 weeks from now.
that's a lot.
They've got every inch of this place covered.
This is the most sophisticated security in the world.
How long did it take you to figure all this out?
5 years, 8 months, and 12 days.
Why do you need to do this?
Because it's what I'm good at.
Okay, everybody, let's get started.
Here we go.
Counting down. 3, 2, 1. Game on.
She's in.
Dear.
rất nhiều bộ phim trên map. Phải Hollywood này dùng này quá. Phim Nhật cũng như nữa. Movie khá nhiều. Okay. Ta sẽ đây là câu lệnh đơn giản nhất. Đây nhé.
Okay. Now the first thing, boot the Metasploitable and Kali Linux. And we will start. Now if I type ifconfig inside Metasploitable, you can see this is the IP that ends with 110, and here inside the Kali ifconfig it ends with 109. Okay, cool. Now the first thing, we will use nmap utility and the IP address, which is 168.8.110, which is 110 for the Metasploitable machine. So if I type like this, you can see that nmap simply with IP address, it will give me all of the open ports. And in my case here, you can see the FTP, SSH, Telnet, and a lot of ports. The same thing if I want to do for a host name, but don't do this actually. So for example, google.com, and if I press enter, so nmap the IP, nmap the host name, google.com, amazon.com, Cloudflare, whatever. But actually, don't do this on a live target because you may get in trouble. Now, of course, not just simple nmap scan, it will get you in trouble, but it's better to do that on a local machines or test machines. Now you can see google.com has 443 HTTPS and HTTP open only. Okay. Now the first thing, boot the Metasploitable and Kali Linux, and we will start. Now if I type ifconfig inside Metasploitable, you can see this is the IP.
Nên xài Linux. Đây là các cổng củaเราxưa và số cổng này. Phương thì cũng được. Nói bảo hacker là cái tội phạm, thực ra hacker là một trong những ngành gọi là đỉnh cao nhất của công nghệ thông tin. Ngày xưa khi chưa có trí tuệ nhân tạo, chưa có AI, trong những đỉnh cao nhất của đường nước hát thì là phải biết lập trình, biết rất sâu về hệ thống này. Bây giờ thì AI là số một. Bây giờ là thắng rồi. Ta sẽ dùng áo lớp này. trường trường
Okay, now it's time to talk about how to detect hosts. We will use the ping scan technique. So on map, -s and P is capital, and this time we want to provide the range or the subnet of the IPs. So 8.0/24 like this. So S means or stands for service, and the service will be P, which means ping. It will send ICMP packets, and it is Internet Control Message Protocol. I recommend you to read more about it, the type of the packets, echo reply, echo request, and so all of that. Just a simple article will do the job, okay? And press enter. Now this will start scanning the whole network inside, or the whole network for this specific range. Okay, so in my case, I found 4 hosts are up. As you can see, this is the first host, the second host, which is, this is for the Kali Linux, Kali machine. Oh, sorry, this is for the my Metasploitable machine. This is for the Kali Linux machine. This is some machine on the network, and this is for the router. Okay. Okay, now it's time to talk about how to detect hosts. We will use the ping scan technique. So on map, -s and P is capital, and this time we want to provide the range or the subnet of the IPs. So 8.0/24 like this. So S means or stands for service, and the service will be P, which means ping. It will send ICMP packets, and it is Internet Control Message Protocol. I recommend you to read more about it, the type of the packets, echo reply, echo request, and so all of that. Just a simple article will do the job, okay? And press enter. Now this will start scanning the whole network inside, or the whole network for this specific range. Okay, so in my case, I found 4 hosts are up. As you can see, this is the first host, the second host, which is, this is for the Kali Linux, Kali machine. Oh, sorry, this is for the my Metasploitable machine. This is for the Kali Linux machine. This is some machine on the network, and this is for the router. Okay. Okay, now it's time to talk about how to detect hosts. We will use the ping scan technique.
Không biết cái cloud hay lắm. DJ nó cho miễn phí nè. Có cho trong di động luôn. Đéo biết nó cho miễn phí không. Rồi. Quá nhiều kỹ thuật. Hai cổng mở.
Okay, now it's time to scan all the ports. By default, when we run the nmap, this one, okay, remember when we run it like this, it will scan the first 1000 port. So in my case, I don't need that, or one specific ports. In my case, I need to scan all of the ports. How to do such a thing? The same command, but this time, let's increase the font size a little bit. This time, it will be -p dash, like this, and you can see it will take longer time. Okay, this time, it scanned and find that there are other ports, like these ones, as you can see. So it scanned all the ports. By the way, we have other options or other shortcuts like -p 1/, which means 1 from 1 to 6 5 535, like this. It will do the same job. So either to provide the port range or to put it like this -b dash. Okay, P stands for port, it's simple. Or you want just to check if the port 80, port 443, the HTTPS is open, so you can put that. Like this, 80 / or sorry, comma, then put 443 or put 112, for example. Okay, so it will start scanning only these 3 ports. So as you can see, the 80 is open, the 443 HTTPS is closed and the 112 is closed. All right. Okay, now it's time to scan all the ports. By default, when we run the nmap,
Bây giờ tính biết không? Tôi nghĩ là chúng ta nên kết thúc rồi đây. Tôi đã xong rồi tôi sẽ nhắm mình. Không cả. Rồi khi kết thúc